Cool. Yes, sir. Man, Denzel, glad to have you up here, man.
Likewise, glad to be here.
Yes, man. Can you tell the audience a fun fact about yourself?
Yeah, fun fact. So a couple years ago, back when I was in Oklahoma for grad school, I tried to audition to be a Power Ranger. Yeah, the video's still on YouTube. I ain't gonna say where it is, but it's up there somewhere.
Here's a mic for you, Denzel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I auditioned to be a Power Ranger one time. I just did it for fun. I was like, why not? So let's see where it goes.
Now, I think the audience want to know what color Power Ranger was you trying to do?
Honestly, they were gonna pick. If I were to be picked, they would have had to pick the color for me. But yeah, I was down for whatever, for most colors, I would say.
Okay.
So yeah.
I feel like you're a red one, so I just want to.
Okay, I appreciate that. I like that. I like that. Yeah.
I'm gonna just jump right into it, man.
Okay.
Man, so what are some common myths or misconceptions about combat training that you encountered in your work?
Yeah. So really, there's two that come to mind, and they're kind of like polar opposites. The first is that people believe that you have to be a certain level of athletic or have a certain set of traits in order to get into it and to be good at it. But the reality is it's really about finding the right teacher and having a mindset of persevering. And it's in a very similar way as working out, right? Like it's like with consistency over time, you will build like the skills that you need. And the same is true for like martial arts or anything like that. It's about once you have the right teacher and you have the right mindset to like commit yourself to that and practice every day, then you're good to go. And so that's really the first myth that I run into a lot. The other myth on the opposite end of that is because of movies and because of like video games, people often have an inflated sense of where they actually are. And so oftentimes what happens is people will come in and not sort of have an empty cup per se. And so people will come in thinking they know a thing and then like they find out that they don't. And so, but usually when they get to that point and they allow themselves to learn, then that's when they can see a path towards improvement.
So one thing I'm picking up, I want to ask you, who was that teacher that introduced you to combat training? And then at the same time, did you already have that mental toughness before having that teacher, or did it kind of develop by the teacher, with you?
Yeah, I would say shout out to Max Scruggs. If you're from Nashville, you've been to Max Scruggs Karate Center. That was my first experience doing martial arts. Really amazing school. That was my first kind of introduction into it because I got inspired to do martial arts by just watching Power Rangers, honestly. Like, you know what I mean? Just watching Power Rangers, Dragon Ball Z, all that good stuff, and I just wanted to do it. Yep. And so around the age of 9, my dad had put me into Max Scruggs Karate Center and everything. And so I loved it. And so as far as the question around like mental toughness, that's something that I developed over time. Because as I started to do martial arts more, I realized that it was more than just, flipping and kicking around and stuff like that. Like you were learning how to fight. And so that required a certain mentality. And so over time, I built it up. Right. And so I started off kind of like, oh, okay, all right, this is a lot. And then eventually through perseverance and continuing to love the art that I'm doing and training and doing everything that I needed to do, it became second nature.
It has me wondering, I'm thinking about parents out here, they have kids and they want their kids to be tough, and then they want to try to either put them through environmental conditions to bring out that toughness, or you have some parents that just tell them what to do and how to build that toughness without even putting them through the experiences that they went through as kids. For you, what do you feel like are strategies to help build that mental resilience?
Yeah, really, and this is the thing that I appreciate most about martial arts. It's really about focusing on perfecting a skill, right? And so for me, I think one of the biggest strategies for parents especially is just finding something for your children to focus on a skill set and having them work on mastering it, right? So not allowing them to just pick it up, put it down, whatever, but really to have them hone in on it, to really be okay, if you want to do this, let me show you how to do this consistently and build to a point where you can do it without thinking and be great at it, right? And that's not easy. That's easier said than done, right? Because sometimes kids are trying to figure themselves out. But what you want to do is like instill a certain level of like discipline, not in the sort of sense of like punishment if you don't do a thing, but more so of like, this is what you want to do to bring out the best in you, right? So that might not mean you're going to get a trophy or a first place every time. Sometimes that might mean you're going to get just, you know, a slap on the back, you know, a pat on the back, great job, or you just show up, right? But you got to keep working. And so like, it's really just a matter of getting kids to focus on the journey rather than a particular goal, like a prize or, you know, a certain thing. And they'll be good to go.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to the journey of combat training, what are some like common pitfalls or obstacles you feel like most kids or individuals might face on that journey of combat training?
Yeah, so a couple of different things. I think for adults, sometimes it's like they're when they start. Like, so I hear a lot of adults across the board. They're like, oh, well, you know, I'm just getting started. I don't know if I'll be that good because I didn't start when I was a kid. And it's like, no, like there are plenty of examples of people who took their time, who dedicated themselves to it as an adult, and they did great because they focused on the journey rather than trying to compare themselves to somebody else's story. I would say also too, like there's this perception about like, oh, you know, I have to get in certain shape before I start doing this. And it's like, no, like it is conditioning too. Yeah. Right. So if you're trying to get in shape, like there's different ways of being in shape, right? You know, being in shape for football might be different than basketball. Right. Basketball is different than boxing. And so like with this, it's like there's a certain type of conditioning that comes with it. And so like jumping in and just doing the thing will be a way for you to get started on your journey. And then I would just say, like the intimidation factor of starting, right? A lot of people are like, yeah, I want to do it, but I don't know. I'm kind of scared to jump in. And really, I would just encourage folks to visit places that are offering like different type of martial arts or something like that. Go in, ask questions, observe the class, see how it is, and then decide if you want to give it a try or not. Sometimes they have free trial classes. Sometimes they'll let you jump in for a certain period of time just so you can get a feel for it, but just dive in.
Yeah. And I feel like that's good advice for individuals that want to start out and see about combat training. For you, how have you seen success within this journey of combat training? And is there really success? Just throwing that out there just to ask you.
Yeah. I would say just from like sort of like a self-fulfillment perspective, I feel like I've satisfied like the inner child of me, like who always wanted to be a Power Ranger. So like in some ways I fulfilled that. Yeah. I would say that this journey has also helped me to be very disciplined in how I approach life and like the goals that I set for myself, whether at work or at home. Like I have a very focused mindset, so it's allowed me to study. It's allowed me to have tough conversations and work through hard times. And it's also allowed me to get to a place where I'm able to set an example for folks around me. And so like martial arts has really shaped and been a really important tool in allowing me to be like an upstanding and ethical person. And then beyond that, it's provided a lot of opportunities, like allowing myself to train community members and how to stay safe. It's allowed me to go some places and meet some really cool folks who do like action stuff, to people who do like different styles and everything. And it's got me on the stage. So it's been a great journey.
Man, you've been doing good, Denzel. Man, give it up for Denzel, y'all.
Appreciate it.